crosses the line, panting, her voice filled with disbelief.
Oh,
as she
look at
calls
that
out to,
shit,
"Trainer,
dude.
I got first place. I really won." And the crowd, they erupted in audible
Dude,
sobs.
let's
She did it!
fucking
URARA
go.
finally did it! Confused by the tears.
Hey there, guys. Today we are starting off a little different. Which, first of all, I would like to give you all a shout out because we have finally reached 100 subscribers. And for that, I am super thankful to you all. And to celebrate that, today we are watching The Unwanted Horse, who saved Japanese horse racing, made by Glaivekiyo. And yeah, let's get right into it.
When it comes to competition, the rules are often brutal and simple. There are
Cool,
winners
cool.
and there are losers. And that is the basic
Oof,
truth of any
damn.
sports.
Really starting off with Haru Urara. Peak. Also, I thought this day would be like super like later on, but yeah, I'm super thankful. I just like the time that I actually saw my sub count went to 100 today. I was super
History tends
ecstatic.
to remember the winners. Their triumphs are carved into trophies and their stories are told for years.
Wow,
The losers,
wow, that is crazy. Hold up. This dude is really emphasizing the 12 billion incident. Goat.
for years. The losers, though, by design, are meant to be footnotes. They fade away.
Fair
But
enough.
what happens when that basic rule of storytelling just seems to break? What happens when a story comes along where the failure is the entire point? And
Wow.
that failure ends up being more powerful than any victory. This is the story of a Japanese racehorse who never
Yes.
won a single
The
race.
best.
Not even one.
The
But in
best
doing
girl.
So, she became one of the most beloved legends in the history of sports. Her name is Haru Urara.
Haru
means
Urara,
glorious
boys.
spring, which is the first of many ironies in her life. Her career became a cultural phenomenon, and it gives us a perfect look at how we measure success.
Yo, that
It
is honestly so freaking true though, because ever since like I saw like memes of her, and then the freaking ryegrass meme where she was just given or donated a huge amount of ryegrass, that shit was just so freaking funny and super wholesome because of the fan base of UMA MUSUME, and I'm totally all for it. I love it.
the story of how 113 losses in a row were transformed through a unique mix of timing, spirit, and technology into a powerful
Because dude,
symbol.
you gotta think, 113 losses, and she never freaking gave up. It takes a strong spirit to do that.
But to truly understand her legends, we have to start with
Yo,
the
Loki,
numbers.
the
Because
real
on
life
paper,
Haru
they tell
Urara
a
is
story that
actually
makes
super freaking
almost
cute
no
looking.
sense. The official record reads like a statistical anomaly. 113 starts with 0 wins.
Yeah.
And to put that number in perspective, in the high-stakes, physically punishing world of modern horse racing, the average career
Jesus,
is
bro,
a
that
blue
is
flag.
insane.
Maybe 25 starts before an animal is retired, and even the most durable champions, the titans of the
Yo, showing this freaking picture of Gochi is just, it's so freaking peak.
sports
I
rarely
love
see
that
the
picture.
starting gates 50 times. And to compete so many times is a testament to almost supernatural physical and
And like, mind you, most other horses, like, they don't even last up to like 50, maybe 60 like races, because at that point it's either like there's like an injury that happens to them or they retire early or anything of that kind of thing. But dude, Haru Urara to 113 races. Like, let that sink in, because
mental
like that is
resilience.
honestly
it is a
like
career of relentless taxation on bone and spirit. A 6-year marathon in a sport of sprinters. To do it all
Exactly,
without a
dude.
single victory is what elevates her story from a curiosity to a profound
Also, I love the
mystery.
fact that
So
she's the only
immediate
one
question
with pink
is,
hair.
how does a horse who never wins earn over $1 million yen? The answer lies in a quiet dignity of just showing up. In horse racing, the prize money, the purse, isn't a winner-take-all proposition. It is distributed among among the top several finishers, and
Oh,
Haru
okay.
Urara made her
Interesting.
living in the margins by consistently trying her
Yeah,
heart
the
out,
freaking
by
art style.
occasionally battling her way into the 4th or the 5th place. She scraped together just enough to justify her keep. She was the embodiment of a blue-collar worker in a sport of aristocrats,
Dude,
earning
that
her place
freaking
not through
picture, dude.
brilliant
I love it.
victories,
I
but
love
through
it.
grinding, thankless persistence. This reframes her entire career. It wasn't about failure, it was about a refusal to quit.
Yeah.
Her trainer,
Yep.
Neishi, the man who gave her
Nah,
the
bro,
name,
this
Haru
this
saw
guy
this
is a
spirit clearly. He
freaking legend,
acknowledged
bro.
that she could be difficult, but he famously said, "There are horses that don't try very hard." Haru Urara would always try.
Yo. Oh, dude, the fact that freaking Goshi just keeps on showing up in that
Try very
right
hard.
there, right
Haru
there.
Urara would always
Oh,
try
that
till
shit's
the
so
end.
good.
In a world that quantifies value only in wins, he saw value in the effort itself. The final layer of this beautiful irony lies in her bloodline. She was not bred for mediocrity. Her sire was a decorated grade 1 champion, a king in the turf
Wow.
who had conquered Japan's most prestigious races. She was born with a blueprint
Damn,
of a champion
okay.
in her blood. And yet, when she was put up for auction as a young horse, nobody wanted her. She failed to
Nah,
attract
dude,
a
that
single
like
buyer
Loki,
because
that
she
is
went unsold.
honestly kind of
The very
sad.
farm that bred her had to train and raise her themselves. A stable, prosperous life had begun to feel like a cruel
Yeah,
joke
that's so
to this
cute.
fog
Like,
of
look at it,
collective
bro.
anxiety. A single unassuming racehorse became a beacon. After her 80th consecutive loss in 2003, a local news story ignited a national conversation. She was given a name that in any other context would be an insult, but here became a title of a profound
bro.
endearment.
Nah.
Wakagumi no Hoshi, a shining star
Wow,
of the losing
loser
team. She became
star.
an avatar for everyone who felt behind. Her struggle was their struggle. Her refusal to quit.
Yes,
Her act of
yes,
showing
yes,
up
yes,
to the
type
track
shit, bro.
every single time, only
Because
to
like
be defeated.
I could actually sort of like correlate to this because there's so many freaking times where I just kind of wanted to quit, and then like once I heard about her story, I just kind of think about her, and then I keep on going. Which honestly, that's the kind of mentality I hope everybody has. Like, if something's like getting you down, just think of Haru Urara and what she went through. She never gave up. Never.
The end was a perfect heartbreaking mirror for a populace that felt it was running just
Oh,
as
look at
hard
that
for
freaking
just
aura,
as little
boys.
reward. Her on-track appearance only deepened this connection. She was instantly recognizable, often racing in a distinctive pink-colored horse
Whoa,
mask.
whoa.
adorned with a
Hold up. Look at that drip, boys. Look at that drip. Look at that Hello Kitty. Look at that giraffe. Holy. She dripped out.
cheerful, almost defiant Hello Kitty
Damn.
patch. This touch of childlike innocence against the grim reality of her career
Also,
created
I don't know if y'all notice, like, but in her like anime form, her eyes are in the shape of cherry blossoms. Which, dude, that shit is so freaking cute. It adds into the cuteness factor, and I am freaking
an
loving it.
image of a plucky, unbreakable spirit. This public embrace manifested in beautifully strange ways. There was the phenomenon of her losing betting tickets. In a brilliant act of linguistic
Okay.
jujitsu, the public recontextualized the stamp on these losing slips. The stamped word, ataranai, carries a double meaning. While it officially means to lose a bet, its characters can
Okay.
also be interpreted as to not be struck or to not be hit. People began carrying her losing tickets not as memorabilia, but as a powerful good luck charm.
Yo, that is freaking insanity, dude. So basically, they buy her card not because they think she's gonna win, but because they think it's gonna protect them. That is insane,
To
bro.
ward off traffic accidents. It was a way for the public to find a small victory, a tiny piece of control
Okay.
within a system that felt increasingly random and unforgiving, transforming an artifact of monetary loss into a talisman against
Yes.
physical harm. The
Yo,
Haru
that is
Urara
honestly
blue
freaking
was
peak.
no longer a fringe curiosity. It was a legitimate cultural movement, cemented when then Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi famously remarked, "I would like to
Oh,
see
for real?
Haru Urara win, even just once."
Wow. Japanese, yo, what? Damn. At the peak of her popularity, then Japanese Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi even referenced the horse in parliament amid a recession in 2004. Y'all know how crazy that shit is? Like, for a prime minister of a country to mention you. That is wild. Nah. Like, because Haru Urara back then actually had aura like that, dude. She was losing all these games, but like out there, she was
The
winning. She
horse
was
is a good
winning.
example of not giving up in the face of
Damn,
defeat.
bro.
The phenomenon reached its dramatic, almost mythical climax on March 22nd, 2004.
Oh, what
For
happened
her
there?
106th race, Japan's superstar jockey, the peerless Yutaka Take, made a pilgrimage
Damn.
to the struggling, near bankrupt Kochi racetrack to ride her.
No,
It was
dude,
less
like
of
the glazing on this, the way he's like sounding
horse
right
race
now.
and more a national
I'm
community.
liking
The
it.
small track was overwhelmed by a crowd of over 13,000 people, and the air
Damn.
thick with an irrational, desperate hope. In a stunning performative act of collective faith, fans wagered over 121
Holy
million yen
crap, bro.
on Haru Urara to win, and in a turn
100
that was
plus
both
million.
inevitable
Nah.
and perfect. She lost. She finished 10th place out of 11.
all that hype. All that hype. Hold up.
Yen on
All
Haru
this hype.
Urara to win, and in a
All to
turn
end up
that
this.
was both inevitable and perfect. She lost. She finished
She
10th
lost.
place out of 11. But in that loss was her legend's greatest victory, because that mountain of hopeful, illogical bets did not have to be paid out. A massive betting handle, the total sum of money wagered, single-handedly
I mean,
saved
not
the
as
Kochi
much as
racetrack
the
from a
12 billion
financial
incident, but
oblivion. Her career's most concrete, impactful achievement was forged directly from her 106th consecutive defeat.
Wow.
After her final race, her life after the track was marked by a brief period of uncertainty and ownership
Man,
disputes. A sad
that
but
must have been
common fate
sad for her,
retired
bro.
horses. But her story was destined for a happier chapter. She
Oh?
eventually found her permanent peaceful home
Oh,
at
that's
Naka Farm,
cute.
where she lives to this day, famously sharing her pasture with her goat friend. And though her official racing career ended without a win,
Aw.
her story does have a happy ending on the track. In 2019, long into her retirement, she participated in a non-competitive time trial event.
Oh wait, they could still do that? So like after retirement, horses could go into like a not like a retirement home, but like a retired horse race event?
For older
Interesting.
horses, and she placed first place. It was a
Ain't no freaking shot. Yo, this is this is the biggest W of the freaking day. Well, apart from my 100 subscribers, but dude, oh my god. This shit was actually damn, hold up. Harurara wins first race over a decade after retirement. While UMA Musume, yo, this is so freaking hype, dude. Nah, dude, this is gonna make me cry.
ceremonial win.
Look
But
at
for
that
her
happy
fans, it
face.
was the perfect bookend. The horse who never gave up.
Oh, man, I
finally
love
got
it.
Her moment in the winner's circle.
Yes.
Everyone clap
I
your
am
hands.
loving this video.
For years, that
Yes.
ceremonial victory was the final gentle grace note in her story. A
Nah,
quiet,
we'll take
happy
that. We'll
ending
take
for a
that
beloved
W, bro.
national
That
icon.
that
But
is a
then,
big
a
freaking
second,
W.
stranger and far louder chapter was about to begin in the digital world.
I
When
bet the
company
freaking
Side
crowd
Games
was going wild on
developing
that
their
shit.
ambitious multimedia franchise outfit. The blue overalls and pink bow motive is
Ah,
an
it's so cute.
unmistakable callback to the iconic Hello Kitty character from her racing mask. Flaw in an act of brilliant, if not cruel, narrative design. It forces you, the player, to enter her in the Arimakinen, one of Japan's most famous and
Is that like,
difficult championship races.
1800,
A
1200?
long-distance
No, not
marathon on a turf track.
2000
It is a situation
meter?
she is mathematically and mechanically programmed to fail.
Wow. Oh no, dude. How you gonna do this to us, bro? How are you gonna show us this face? This sad face. Damn. And she keeps on smiling. Oh. Damn. And all you could say is you did great. Damn, bro. Like right now, I just kind of like want to go through the screen and just freaking give her a hug. That is nuts. You know what? We're going back. We're going back through this. We're gonna see that shit again. We are. Damn, bro. Like, look at how sad she. This is how sad she gets when she loses in the game. Nah, bro. Nah. I cannot take this shit. No.
But what if you
When I do play the game, I will make it my personal mission to make her freaking win all the G1 races. It has to happen. It has to
You
happen.
win. It is a monumental undertaking, a community-wide rite of passage that requires a fanatical devotion to overcoming the game's punishing mechanics. But if you succeed, through sheer force of will and strategy, you guide her to that impossible victory. You are rewarded with one of the most profoundly cathartic scenes in modern gaming. She crosses the line, panting, her voice filled with disbelief.
Oh,
as
look
she
at
calls out
that
to
shit,
"Trainer,
dude.
I got first place. I really won." And the crowd, they erupted in audible
Dude,
sobs.
let's
She
fucking
did it.
go.
URARA finally did it. Confused by the tears, she asked the trainer, "Why is everyone crying?" The trainer explains that they are tears of pure joy.
Oh,
that they
no,
are
no,
so
no.
moved by her triumph.
Oh my
Her
god,
face
dude,
lights up. She doesn't
I
want
don't
anyone
freaking
to
know
be
what to
sad.
say.
So she asked the crowd to smile with her. Turning to her fellow racers,
Oh my
she
god,
laughs,
that
"I am
that
so
shit
glad
is
I got
so
to race
freaking
you.
wholesome, bro.
Usually I only ever see your backs." The scene fades to white as the narrator declares, "Haru Urara has finally raced. Haru Urara has finally raced on the stage of her dreams."
Yeah, I
It is
love
an
it.
incredible moment of victory, a shared emotional peak for her entire player base. But even this unbelievable victory is not the end of her journey.
Damn.
The final ultimate challenge of the URA finals still awaits. And this powerful feeling, this profound empathy forged
Nah,
through
dude,
a
I gotta
shared
make this shit
digital
happen. I
struggle
wanna
did not stay
experience that
confined to the
same
game
freaking feeling
servers.
myself.
It began to spill out into the real world in the most unexpected and tangible way imaginable. Players armed with this newfound affection discovered that the real Haru Urara was still alive, living out her retirement on a
That's so
small
freaking
farm,
good,
and they
bro.
discovered a website where for a modest sum, around $40, you could sponsor a box of fresh ryegrass.
Wait, hold up. So for a low price of $40 US dollars, which I most likely do not have in my account, we can sponsor her? Awesome. Awesome. Also, for those that have played, um what would y'all think is harder? Making Haru Urara win or controlling Goal Ship? Y'all let me know in the comment section below.
To her. What followed was a phenomenon the internet dubbed the ryegrass tsunami.
Yeah, yes.
A bizarre and
I have been
beautiful
hearing
act
news
of
about this
reverse
in so
sponsorship.
freaking
The
many
donation
freaking
website
platforms.
was
It's so
flooded
funny.
with so much traffic from a global fan base that it repeatedly crashed. Within a very short time, donations for Haru Urara surpassed 2,500 kilograms of.
Holy crap, bro. UMA Musume fans have gifted 2.5 tons of Nah, dude, that is so freaking crazy. Also, look, peep the drip, boys. Peep the drip. Look at that elephant. Look at the Hello Kitty. Look at her. Absolute perfection. Also, I don't know if y'all know like how much 2.5 tons is of grass, but that shit is a lot. I'm gonna guess it's like maybe one and a half of a car is how much that would weigh.
Grass. And to put that in perspective, that is roughly the weight of a small car in
Oh
grass.
shit!
It was a direct
I was
conversion
close.
of digital affection into physical sustenance.
But damn,
And
all
in a
that for
beautiful
Urara.
unintended consequence, this overwhelming generosity had a ripple effect. One elderly horse could not possibly consume that much, so the surplus was used to feed other retired horses at the farm.
Damn, that is so freaking awesome, man. Yeah, this is literally like one of the reasons why I love the UMA Musume community. It's just, well, the overall horse community. Let's just go with that, because like it kind of like spans on all of them. But I just love it because the fan base of it is just it's so freaking wholesome, and like the fact that we could all like donate and do stuff like this is so freaking amazing, man.
Digital character ended up supporting an entire real-life stable. This fan culture, however,
nah, bro, Haru Urara is saving nations.
Gestures. It lives and breathes
like Loki, she is
in a
saving
community built
nations
around shared emotion. It is a culture built on memes that functions less as jokes and more as artifacts of their collective journey. There is the powerful mantra, "She never gave up, so why should I?" which has become a genuine touchstone of communal encouragement used by players as motivation for their own real-life struggles. And then there is the visual meme, a constant stream of wholesome fan art depicting the game character comically buried under, sleeping
so
on,
much grass,
and eating from enormous piles of ryegrass.
Okay, this one, I'm gonna say that my most favorite would be this one right here. This is just pure freaking adorableness.
It is a humorous self-referential feedback loop where the community celebrates its own absurd and wonderful act of kindness. But this
Okay.
sudden global fame came with real-world complications. The small
Oh, for
quiet
real?
farm where Urara resides was suddenly facing an influx of pilgrims from all
Okay, Loki, I could imagine this. Because
over
like
the
it
world,
would make
all
sense. A
wanting
lot
to
of people
visit the
would like
living
to
legend they
visit
had
her.
come to adore. This created a logistical nightmare. In response, the farm had to implement a strict reservation system, with
Oh,
slots
okay,
that
that's
when
smart.
opened, filled up almost instantly every time. The
Never
situation
mind.
becomes so unique that the game's developer, Cygames, took the unprecedented step of publishing an official guide on their website titled Etiquette
Oh.
for Visiting Retired Racehorses. It
Aw,
was a list of
damn.
common sense rules. Don't
Okay, let me actually put all this in my freaking brain to whenever I do visit Japan. Okay. Okay. And if there's the horses, okay. Smoke is okay. Scar flashes never. Okay.
make loud
Got it.
noises. Don't feed
So
them
basically
unauthorized
just
treats. That had to be
well, not normal
formalized. It
stuff, but like
highlights the
just basically
surreal
be
logistics of
respectful.
managing a living media property and the fascinating blurry line that emerges when a fictional product has a direct and significant impact on a real living being. It was a modern problem that demanded a very modern solution. But when you take a
Okay.
step back and absorb the whole sprawling, improbable story, you realize that Haru Urara's legacy was never truly about horse racing. It was built on something far more potent and far more human, even though she's a horse. Her story stands as the ultimate proof that success is not a synonym for victory, and that the most enduring legacies are often measured not in trophies or prize money, but in the
Exactly.
hearts they managed
Sometimes
to
you just
capture.
kind of
In
keep
other
on
words,
losing
she
and
may
then
lost the race,
so on.
but she won our hearts. Her career is defined by two perfect
That she did,
paradoxical
boys. That she did.
victories. The first was on the track at Kochi, where she saved her home for financial ruin by
Oh, shit,
decisively
for real?
losing her 106th race. The second came decades later, a victory achieved by her digital ghost, inspiring a global wave of generosity that provided real material comfort to the living
Exactly,
animal. One
dude. That
victory
shit, that
born
because
of
that
defeat,
is
and
awesome,
the other
man.
born of fiction. And the true genius of UMA MUSUME was not simply in retelling her story, it was in creating an interactive vessel for her spirit, a system where a new generation could not
And
just
like
witness
honestly, the fact that we can all like band together and like fall in love with this character. Oh my god, I'm super thankful to the freaking internet for that, dude. And like with the game, with the freaking anime, with like the horse himself, like oh my god, it's just like an overall freaking flood of cuteness. And like I said before, like when I first got introduced to Haru Urara, the first time I watched the season one, I didn't really know her. I was just thinking that she was like a background character without knowing the actual freaking lore of this UMA Musume series. And then now I know about her and it's awesome.
her struggle, but actively participate in her quest for redemption. It forged a powerful positive feedback loop between fiction and reality that is as rare as it is beautiful, transforming
Nice.
passive empathy into active engagement. In the end, she was entered in 113 races that were on paper unwinnable, but the one unwinnable race she was in all along,
Oh,
the
nah,
race
nah, nah.
for a permanent place in our collective memory.
Nah. Cause that one, nah. There's no shout. We're not counting that one. It's not 13-0. It is 13-1. We are
There's the one
counting
she
that one
won
win,
in
boys.
a
We are
landslide.
counting that
Her
one win.
story is a quiet but profound testament that the true measure of a life is found not in the glory of the results, but the unwavering, indomitable, and glorious spirit of the struggle itself. This is one of the most fascinating and positive examples of a modern fandom interacting with its source material. It makes you wonder what the line is between appreciation and intrusion, and how other franchises could learn from this. I'm curious to hear what you all think, but that is all from me, Glaivekiyo, and I will
Yep.
see you in the
And once again, Glaivekiyo cooked on this video. Amazing video. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video as well, comment, like, and subscribe. And once again, I'm super thankful. We finally got to 100 subscribers. And yeah, that is all thanks to you all. And I will see you guys on the next one.